Hello, friends. Welcome to the Chillness Room, episode 12. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit more. We had Chillness Day recently, and I'm going to be doing a Chillness Day I'm going to try and do every month, probably the first Saturday of the month. Um, that's what my idea is, and I'll make it relatively inexpensive. And just to have a space where people can come together and we'll do some exercises, make it very simple. But my most recent Chillness Day, one of the things that came out was this idea: overgiving is often about safety, not generosity. That's a big statement. We could unpack that statement for days. Overgiving is often about safety, not generosity. When given is chosen freely, it nourishes. When it's driven by fear of disapproval, it drains. Oh my heavens. That one is such a big one. It's so difficult because, right? I'm a nice person. I'm a nice person, so I give and 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 I give. And it doesn't seem like anything comes back. So that's when we want to look at the motivation behind the giving, because if it's not coming back, it's going to be draining. Now, here's the thing. We talk a little bit about the law of attraction or abundance or that kind of thing. So if I um, lovingly give, let's say, a sandwich to someone who needs one, and they've been in a difficult situation, so I'm offering them a sandwich or a cold drink or something like that. I'm never going to go back the next day to that person and say, "Hey, I gave you that sandwich yesterday. What are you going to give me?" No, we don't do that, right? We go, "That was nice, and I always felt good and I enjoyed that." We never ever go back and try to get from that original person. So instead, we allow the kind of cosmic, karmic universe, I guess, to say, "Hey, we have some energy to return to you." And it can come in many forms. It could come in perfect, beautiful, amazing health. It could come in loving interaction or friendship. It could come in as money. It could come in as abundance of other forms. And you could, really experience those things, but you never say to yourself, "It has to come from that person that I gave to," right? So we want to think about it like that. And I think that's a key element that a lot of people seem to not realize when, let's say, they're giving to their family members or they're giving to their close friends or something. They think, "Okay, well, I gave to you. All right, let's do it real easy here. I helped you move out of your house. So now you need to trade with me and help me move out of mine," right? That's not freely giving and freely receiving. That's kind of a way that many of us have survived our entire lives is, I give to you, you give to me. We have this contract, and if we don't fulfill that contract for each other, then it means you don't love me or I don't love you, right? And it's an unspoken thing. And I think moving is such a great example of that because, you know, I know that if I just know, like, it's just kind of one of those things. Now, in other types of maybe cultures or societies or situations, there's no energy exchange needed or a trading exchange needed by that particular person. They're just like, "Hey, I see you need a couch moved." I've had people in my past who have come up and helped me move my couch, and it's just so, I never saw them again, and they were really wonderful to do that, right? And it was that moment they felt drawn to it, and it was easy for them, and it was good, and I never saw them again. And then, so naturally, I'm going to pay it forward. And so if I see somebody that's struggling in that same way, I might offer a little bit of help, right? And that's it. That's it. So when we look at something like over giving, is often about safety. Now, giving freely means that I have the energy, I have the time, It feels effortless to me. I feel comfortable with it. There's no harm that comes to me as a result. It's just natural, right? It's so simple, but it's about safety when you're sacrificing. Okay. I know it's there's a lot of sacrificing that happens in our world, in our life, and maybe you do it yourself. I know I have in the past, and it's taken me a long time to learn how to, I'm going to say it like this, not be the nice guy, to choose my peace, to choose my love and self-love, to be loving enough to know that if I'm not the right person in that situation, whether it's a move or, I'm just using that as a simple example, that there are ways that I can show up that feel more in alignment with me. So, for example, I had someone who said, "Can you watch my dog for me while I'm moving my furniture? Because it feels a lot safer and easier and that kind of thing." And I said, "Sure." So that felt good to me. It didn't feel like a sacrifice and it didn't feel hard. And I said, "Okay, sure." So she brought me the jog and then later asked me, "Hey, can you help me move my bed?" And I said, "No, I can't help you with that. Um, but I'm so happy that I get to keep your dog for you." Now, that sounds a little bit funny, like, well, I'm already doing something for you, so don't ask me to do something else. But it really wasn't that. It was just I am doing the thing that I can do. And so then she was like, "Great, I understand that." So those are the things that do kind of come up, is one, being willing to say, I'm not going to ask someone else to overgive, and I'm not going to overgive myself, because sacrifice leads to suffering. And if you just simply say, I'm not willing to suffer or add more suffering to the world by my suffering, then it's perfectly wonderful. You don't have to. And if you believe, and I know some of us do, and I know I have, if I overgive, that means that you will love me better, that I will be loved by you, because I want you to love me. I want you um, to care for me. I want there to be an exchange, and I'm going to overgive, sacrifice, in order to get that little piece of love that I think only you possess. And so when we take a moment and step back, we reduce our intensity like we did in episode 10, and we say, let's do a timeout. Am I overgiving? Am I overpromising? Am I sacrificing? Is this too much for me? And just asking a few of those questions can be really, really helpful. And if your nervous system is dysregulated, taking that step back is really valuable. It's really important. So instead, you say, okay, I can tell, and this might be a conversation that you have with yourself. You can tell that I've been over giving to this particular person or this group of people or this situation or this work situation or whatever it might be, or this romantic relationship. I've been over giving, and I'm going to recognize that. And it's not because I need them to trade me or that they're not giving me enough love. This isn't a resentful moment. Instead, I'm noticing that I'm trying to get their love. I'm trying to get their acceptance. I'm trying to get them to see me in a better light. I'm trying to bring them back into the fold, or I'm trying to help them understand that I really love them, and they need to start doing something differently. That's what I mean by overgiving, right? If you're just, this is natural, it feels easy, it's the right next natural step for me. I love this idea. I'm so excited for it. It feels fun to me. I love it. That's not overgiving. That's being in alignment with a choice that you're making. But when we say it's not generosity that you're doing now, there's a underlying reason. And so if you take a step back, you say, I'm reducing the intensity, I'm taking a time out, I'm creating a space, I'm creating an opening. And then from that place of peace, I'm going to make my decision. One of the hardest things that we can do as people pleasers, recovering people pleasers, or anything like that, is saying, what? No, no, I'm not doing that today. And sometimes our internal voice is very loud. It's like, no, and we want to we want to make sure that we have enough peace going into it where we can say no gently and calmly and kindly and understanding. I promise you that the right person is going to help them. The right person and situation is going to show up for them. It's going to, it has to, because nature abhors a void. So it's going to fill that void. And whatever is in the heart and being and soul and lesson and classroom and all of that stuff for that person is going to show up perfectly. If you have someone in your life you're always giving to, and it seems to fall flat every time, and it seems like there's not just not coming anything coming back to you, because we want to get away from that trading piece, but you feel drained, you feel as though you just can't, it's just depleting you. If you notice that happening, then you might be giving in a way that is off balance. And sometimes I just find people in my life and I'm like, oh my gosh, they can have whatever they want. I just love them so much. I enjoy them. They need give me nothing back. I feel uplifted every time this happens. I feel joyful and free and calm and centered and balanced. Every single interaction I have with them is wonderful. And I don't care that they have everything that I could possibly give. I love giving to them. They're my favorite people to give to. That's different. You can feel the difference, right? And nothing need come back, right? As I said, nothing need come back directly from them. It feels so fun to flow energy in their direction, because what naturally happens as we're flowing energy in a positive direction, in a positive way, energy does come back to us. It just may not come directly from that person or that situation. You think about giving to charity, or giving to organizations that you feel really inspired by. You don't expect that organization to give you the money back or give you anything back in return. No, you just keep flowing energy in that direction, and then things start becoming more and more fulfilled in your life. Whether you feel good, whether you feel balanced, whole, happy, complete, whether the abundance starts arriving in very mysterious ways, things start working out for you, opportunities start coming in, people start showing up, the ease in which all good things just naturally find their way into your heart, into your mind, into your being. And suddenly, it's like, where did all this wonderfulness come from? It's because you stopped the over giving in a direction that you were actually looking for safety in. And so you say, wow, how cool is that? I recommend trying it, giving it a shot. Those people that you've always over given to or given to too much, let them give yourself a break from them. Not that you don't ever see them again or anything like that, but just give yourself a break from giving and really connect with how you feel once that stops. And it's okay if you feel guilt or fear or remorse or challenge or difficulty or upset. And it's okay if they feel those things too. It's okay to feel negative emotion. It's okay, you know. And then you talk yourself into a better feeling place by saying, I'm going to flow my energy in a direction that feels really good. That's it. That's it. And I feel uplifted, inspired, energetic as a result. If you feel drained, you know that that's information. Once you have the information, you say, you know what? It's not so much I'm going to punish them by not giving to them. It's not their fault. It's just that they found an avenue that felt really easy and effortless for them to receive the stuff, but it's not genuine receiving and giving if someone is suffering. It's not really how it works. So, taking a moment, taking a step back, making some new determinations, saying, what can I do that makes me feel a little bit better here? And then see what happens. You can't do it wrong. Just take your time. Thank you so much for joining me in the Chillness Room. I hope you have a beautiful day. Please, please, please take care. Love yourself a little bit better today. Start saying no sometimes, especially when it's easy with people who already love you so much. And say, you know what, I'm practicing something. I'm practicing the word no, and I'm loving every minute of it. And we'll work on talking about saying yes more and more later on. But for right now, say no to those things like overgiving. Take care.